I'm Zweig, man, coming to you live and direct from the craziness world of We Build Champions for Life, man. Hey, I know a lot of people wanted me to do these reaction videos. I kind of was been slowing my roll, but now you guys want it. We're giving it to you, man. As always, if you like the content, share it with your friends. If you love it, share it with the world. Hey, got to throw this shout out there. We got Masterclass, JakeSwig.com, man. Give you everything you need to have the same mentorship that I give my guys. All right, let's get started. We're going to watch a little bit of this clip here, and then we'll go from there. I'll break it down for you. I'll let you know how we did it, kind of how we sat on it, and we'll rock and roll. Hope you enjoy the show!
Leadership is essential to class unity. Geddes is the officer in charge for Class 234. A 3-year veteran from the fleet, he is the leader the class relies on for stability.
OIC, officer in charge. I'm just responsible for the welfare of the men out here.
This is what I wanted to do for a long time. This is the best job there is in the Navy.
So I was the class officer, Class 217. Right there, boom! Hey, as the class officer, man, you're going to take some heat. You in the front of everything. But it was our motto, Class 217, man. We a bunch of rockheads. We're going to break the crap out the instructors, man, flat out. So these little meetings that you have right here are end-of-day meetings in between evolutions. I had a simple and easy rule. If you had any problems throughout the day, this is where you handle it right here. But these meetings were only 5 minutes long. I watched other classes sit there for 45 minutes, an hour. We ain't do that, man. 5-minute meeting, that's all you get. Air your dirty laundry, get your shit for tomorrow. Let's make it happen. Let's make it pop. As the OIC, man, you're responsible for everything. Big one is the head count. So, you know, it's a lot of extra duties and stuff like that. But much like Geddes, I was coming out the fleet. Wasn't that big a deal. Okay, you're going to go to every beating. You're going to go to every problem. You're going to be standing tall at it. But hey, if you don't want that weight on your shoulders, then you probably shouldn't be an officer in the SEAL teams.
Working with highly motivated individuals and people who want to be here. If you want to narrow it down, it has to be the best job there is.
8, 9, 10, 11.
After breakfast, a class muster reveals that one student is gone. Less than 3 hours into day 1, and 234 suffers its first drop-on request, or DOR. The word spreads quickly, but there is no time for questions or reactions.
So here's the deal, folks. When someone DORs, it's just how it goes. It's a very stoic environment. Everybody talks about the teamwork, but in BUD/S, everybody's trying to become worthy. So there's a lot of guys that are going to quit. Man, you either tell them they got weak genes, or you just keep it moving. Ain't a whole lot of thought on quitters, man. Ain't nobody sitting there remorsing. You know, every now and then, if it's a stud, they may try to stop them. But here's what happened with everybody that I saw get stopped in BUD/S that was trying to quit. They would just quit some other time a little bit later. If you got quitting in your body, then that's what you're going to do. That's the main thing that they're trying to get out of you in first phase. Overwhelm your senses, stress you out, and get you to DOR. And like I said before, them Vipers, they know how to spit that venom at training. They know exactly the weakness they're looking for. They know how to exploit it. They know how to get you to quit.
Hey, what up, Butters?
When Geddes learns that a student has dropped out, he has no time to worry about it.
We're moving.
With the different ages and maturity levels in the class, it's going to be a long day. And 234 must remain focused on the next evolution, the timed 4-mile run.
Hey, listen up. We got this run going on now. After the run, people who pass probably stretch out. Those people who fail probably get beat for a while. And 60% of the people that fail this run today.
So here's the deal, folks. They setting this first run up at BUD/S to get everybody to fail. But people don't realize that. So your fastest runner is going to fail. And then he's going to quit. They just want to see how you handle adversity. A lot of people get banged out on the 4-mile time run. 32 minutes in first phase, 31 minutes in second phase, 30 minutes in third phase. I tell everybody, if you ain't running 28 minutes when you go out to BUD/S, yo, it's going to be tough. Okay? This first 4 mile time run when I was there, y'all know the story. If you haven't seen it, check it out in my other video. You know, the meat grinder of Buds. My first 4 mile time run was 38:50. 38:50, 4 mile time run. And I had to go hit the surf zone because I was about to have heat stroke. Not a good look. A lot of guys don't pass on these runs. We had demo pit runs, soft sand. Woo, buddy. I sure wish I would have went in shape. But you know, your boy showed up completely out of shape. Smoking crack cocaine, trying to make it hard. I don't know what I was thinking. I whooped my ass if I tried to go to Buds in the shape I was in when I went now and I was mentoring myself. Yo, I would have flown out to Virginia Beach and put hands on me because there's no way you should show up to Buds ever like I did. All right, 4 mile time run. Let's see how it worked.
Will not make it through Hell Week.
Hell Week, 5.5 days of misery. The instructors tell the students again that failure for most is a statistical destiny.
Go!
Any student unable to complete the 4 mile run in 32 minutes or less before Hell Week begins 2 weeks hence will be performance dropped from training. For half the class.
So listen, man, in SEAL training, they do a phenomenal job of building everything up to be Mount Everest. Hell Week, this 4 mile time run. Here's the facts, Jack. This last class that just came through, went into Hell Week with 20 guys, rolled out of Hell Week with 9. The statistics don't lie, right? They don't lie. Everybody say it's getting easier. It's not going to be bad. They thought a 14-person class after Hell Week was little, and then they just popped a 9. So look, man, they ain't lying at all. Now, these 4 mile time runs, we seen them take their shirts off right here. They throwing their shirts in the back of this truck. Every now and then, someone try to get slick. They have 2 shirts. They throw the 2 shirts in there. They turn around halfway, take the shirt off, and throw it in their pants. I don't know about you, but I don't want to get kicked out of Buds for cheating on something that I should be able to pass. Hey, people out there tried it. People out there been successful. Don't make it that way. Just make sure you run it fast enough when you go.
This is their first time at Buds. For the rest, it is their second, third, and even fourth try. For Rivera, the class LPO, or leading petty officer, at 29 years of age, this will be his third and final try to graduate.
I was actually in Buds in 1995. I quit. Mentally, I just wasn't ready. I was in the last class, and I got rolled back in Hell Week. I feel out of everything that I've done in the Navy, this is what I want the most. I'm thinking I'm going to make it this time.
Diameter 3248. Nobody passed today. All right. And they have some fast runners that will pass or with no problem on a good beach. Go. And we know that. All right. But today it's day 1.
Casey 3252.
It's hello, this is Buds, and we're not here to mollycoddle anybody.
Did I tell you to go? Drop down. What did I just tell you? You come in, you give me your name, you check in with your time, and then I'll tell you to go.
Yeah.
You don't start making up your own rules around here, Casey.
3, 4, 5.
So my boy Casey right there getting his head blown off. Hey, it happens, man. That instructor was just doing his job, writing down the numbers. You come in and mess it up. Hey, if you give him a reason to unleash the dragon, they gonna throw that motherfucker all down your neck. So, you know, it just is what it is, man. I enjoyed it. Every time they try to get at me, talk a little shit, man, just work out. All I'm doing is getting stronger for tomorrow. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
35-53. Surf zone. Go get wet. Run!
We want these guys to dig down, give us everything they've got. The time isn't so important to us. The time isn't what it's about. What it's about is to see the guys are digging down and giving us everything they've got and showing us that they have the intestinal fortitude to punch through.
Looks like the only thing out of this timed run that you're going to end up benefiting from is the fact that now you know what it means to be wet and sandy. If I ever tell you to get wet and sandy again, or anybody in the instructor staff does, you get wet and sandy from head to toe. Just like you are now, you're completely covered. A lot of people don't understand what sandy is because they don't pay attention to detail. They don't discipline themselves to get fully sandy. You do know that now, right? You know it now because you failed the run and we got you sandy.
So this whole wet and sandy deal, man, it got people to quit. Flat out. To me, it wasn't that big a deal. After spending a whole day, 2 days chopping wood with my dad, being covered in sawdust, you just get used to having all that stimulus on your skin. Rough sand, you know, it's always good. Like I said in the video before, right? I mean, hell, you get to go to the ocean, wash it all off. Like, it's not that big a deal. You know, every now and then your ears fill up with sand. The cuff of your pants fills up with sand. But other than that, man, it ain't that big a deal to be wet and sandy. If you can't handle it, then you definitely don't want to go to the SEAL teams, because you'll be wet and sandy for days out there, boy. Like, this is all kindergarten. Remember that. This whole training pipeline is kindergarten. Okay? So don't take it for no more than it is. Kindergarten.
So you still end up benefiting in one little way.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're supposed to be the strong one. One that people look up to. I wouldn't even want to be under your leadership in a real team in the unlikely event you make it. Because your weakness, you could get yourself and teammates killed in a real life situation. You better figure out if you want to be here or not. You got a long way to go.
Geddes is singled out for being physically unprepared when he reported to training. As the OIC, he is an obvious choice for close-up scrutiny from SEAL instructors. Although SEAL training is the same for both officers and enlisted men, BUDS instructors are experienced SEAL operators who hold their officers to a higher standard.
Pressure is just always there for me. I mean, I'm always feeling some kind of pressure, especially as the OIC.
I want you to take a look. You got your chest here, I got under your neck, I see your arm here. You got told to get sandy.
Yeah.
That means from head to toe. You're an officer as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pay attention to detail. All right,
Yeah.
you got to discipline yourself to do that. You got to do that so the guys are going to follow you. If you get given an order, it means do it properly the first time. Get sandy.
Yeah.
I guess the hardest thing to do is constantly stay motivated so you can complete every evolution and make sure you do it and just keep going every day.
You know, it's interesting right there that Geddes said, hey, man, it's hard to stay motivated in every evolution. For me, it wasn't that big a deal, man. Like, you just in BUDS. BUDS is supposed to be really hard. Like, that's why you there. If it wasn't really hard, you'd be let down at the end of BUDS. If it wasn't really hard, everybody would graduate. So for me, like, I mean, the hardest time in my day was getting up in the morning. Everything else was a party, man. Working out, getting wet and sandy, boats, everything. So it's interesting when you see somebody on here, for a lot of people, man, they just trying to gut through that evolution. A lot of people work on the what's right in front of me, right? The 3-meter target. You know, it's just kind of some of the psychology. I love BUDS. I didn't think it was that big a deal. It sucked. There was some really hard things in there. I had some life-changing experiences. But on the whole and whole, I mean, when you get to the SEAL teams, you learn real quick that shit is kindergarten. And I don't know anybody that looks back on kindergarten and is complaining just how hard it was. Crazy. Crazy.
In between your legs?
Geddes will get continuous pressure until he proves he is fit to lead. It is a challenge that he must win or risk losing control of Class 234 and being dropped from training.
You're an officer. Make sure that you're leading from the front. You're setting the example, all right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys out here who are E1s and E2s. They're going to follow your lead.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold you to a higher standard. Get out of here.
So, man, I hope you enjoyed that video. A little look at the 4-mile time run and some of the beatings afterwards. Hey, your boy was in every one of them, man. I was a goon squad master. And even when I wasn't in the goon squad, I still went because I didn't want any of the instructors to think that I really gave a shit about being in the goon squad. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. As always, man, make sure you check out the masterclass at jakeswig.com. Smash the subscribe button. If you want to jump on a call with me or a Zoom, make sure you shoot me an email at jake.zwig@gmail.com. And we'll set it up, man. We'll set it up. I'm getting back in the video game a little bit for y'all. Hey, you know what we building around here. That's right. We building champions for life.